welcome to this special edition of Women's Representation News. Today, we will be discussing how queer women are represented in television and literature. Let's get started. An estimated 22% of American women identify as lesbian, and at least 8 million American adults identify as gay, lesbian, or bisexual. Published in 2012, The Miseducation of Cameron Post by Emily M. Danforth is a novel that has received positive reviews from the School Library Journal and the Los Angeles Times, who called Danforth a talented wordsmith. Following the story of Cameron Post, a young girl in Montana discovering her identity in the 1990s, the novel discusses topics such as religion, sexuality, and conversion therapy. Living with her religiously zealot Aunt Ruth after her parents died in a car crash, Cameron is sent away to conversion therapy when her aunt learns about her romantic interactions with other girls. At the conversion camp, she meets others like her and has to decide for herself whether or not the way she feels is wrong. The author of this piece, Emily Danforth, is a Montana native who currently lives in Rhode Island and teaches creative writing out of Providence. When interviewed about her debut novel, she has said that she was inspired by the story of a 16-year-old boy from Tennessee who had been sent by his parents to conversion therapy. Danforth also spoke about the spirit of the novel. Quote, "This novel takes place 20 years ago, and that world is not the world of today when it comes to the national conversation about LGBTQ rights and identity." End quote. Her statement rings true. Currently, over 18 states have banned the practice of conversion therapy. The second book of the day is by Rita Mae Brown and is titled Ruby Fruit Jungle, a book about a woman who unabashedly loves other women. Ruby Fruit Jungle was released the same year homosexuality was taken off of the government list of mental illness. Published in 1973 as her debut novel, Brown's piece was released in a time of great political and social change. In years previous, the civil rights movement spurred on a new era of activism and reform for women's rights and the rights of LGBT people. Similarly, the novel was inspired by Rita Mae Brown's own experiences as a feminist, activist, and member of the gay liberation movement. For this next segment, we will be discussing how queer women are portrayed in television, specifically following the case of the Arrowverse, a collection of shows inspired by DC Comics on the CW. There is an epidemic in today's television of denying queer people proper representation. This is specifically seen in the popular trope of queerbaiting and then killing off one or both characters once they get together. Queerbaiting is a term used to describe the marketing technique of hinting at a same-sex relationship in order to appeal to the LGBT+ audience without alienating the straight audience. Representation for LGBT people, specifically women, on TV is already limited. With only 4% of characters identifying as gay, the practice of killing them off continues to send the message that these people don't deserve proper representation. To fight this, the LGBT community opened up the Twitter hashtag #BuryTropesNotUs to raise awareness for the issue. Since 1976, over 150 lesbian characters have been killed off on television. A popular and successful collection of shows, the Arrowverse on CW Network features familiar characters such as the Green Arrow, the Flash, and Supergirl. Today, it has also expanded to hold lesser-known characters in DC's Legends of Tomorrow and a show with a lesbian superhero frontrunner in the new series Batwoman. The first two installments to this television universe are Arrow 2012 and The Flash 2014, both shows with male superhero leads that initially lacked a strong female presence at their inception. Acting exclusively as technical help, family members, love interests, or a combination, the women on these shows when they first started were certainly not the ones fighting crime, and were generally seen in an assistant role to the main male lead. However, with the release of Supergirl in 2015, the Arrowverse introduced a show with many strong female leads, shown as equally powerful and important to their male counterparts. As more episodes of Supergirl were released, women of all walks of life saw themselves represented further in lesbian main characters such as Alex Danvers, who also happens to be the director of a large government law enforcement agency. Furthermore, From more recent seasons of the show, trans women have also seen themselves represented in character Nia Nall. In the shows DC's Legends of Tomorrow 2016 and Batwoman 2019, viewers can find solid representation from Sarah Lance, the captain of the time-traveling ship the Wave Rider, Ava Sharp, director of the Time Bureau, Kate Kane, the lesbian character who takes up the mantle of Batwoman, and many more. As time goes on and more shows are released in the Arrowverse, they refuse to shy away from giving quality representation of queer female characters and have only seen benefits from opening themselves up fully to that audience. With increased female leaders and LGBT relationships, the Arrowverse reflects much of the CW network, and one hopes the rest of television, in its attitude towards representing queer women. It only improves as time goes on. In December of 2019, the Hallmark Channel removed an advertisement for a wedding planner website called Zola that featured two women getting married after receiving backlash from conservative groups. After further backlash from the general public for this response, and for the fact that the heterosexual wedding commercial from that same company stayed on the air, Hallmark apologized and said they would work to get the lesbian wedding commercial back on television. Mikey Chi, Zola's chief marketing officer, released the following statement in response, quote, "All kisses, couples, and marriages are equal celebrations of love, and we will no longer be advertising on Hallmark," end quote. Today, we have seen two stellar examples of how queer women are being represented in literature, and how the time the novels was published often coincides with hugely impactful events in regards to LGBT activism. Furthermore, we have seen the improvement of women being represented on television through the CW network's Arrowverse shows. However, even with these advancements, the practice of queerbaiting and Hallmark's lesbian ad removal show there remains a long way to go. Next time we meet, we'll discuss the controversy surrounding the 2020 Movie Awards season nominations, and why you can't properly represent women unless it's a woman director behind the camera lens. Thank you for watching this episode of Women's Representation News. My name is Caitlin Bagdasarian, and I'll see you next time. Just get over myself and read from the page. TV, take one. For this next segment, we will be discussing how queer women are represented. Good time. TV, take two. TV, take three. The practice of killing them off continues to send the message that these people don't deserve proper representation. That sentence sounded weird. TV take 6. A popular TV take 10. I'm gonna try the last one more time. The first two is TV take 11, TV take 12, TV take 13, my lucky number. Okay, no burp. TV take 14. TV take 15, it is Hallmark time. Hallmark. Conclusion take 3. Dress coded in my own home.